Hey, why didn't y'all call me on this topic, guys?
Hey, is this Dakota?
Yes, it is.
Dakota!
Dakota!
All right, so do you know anything about some local urban legends?
Yeah, what's haunted and what's not?
Hundreds of local legends here. You know, when you go and you look at, probably the most famous one that we're always talking about is Ellaby Road School.
Yeah.
In Ellaby Road School, and it's a love-hate relationship that I have with that place because it's a cool abandoned school. But the story of the principal and the janitor and the fire and kids dying, all of those things are historically false. They never happened.
Oh.
Not one kid ever died there.
Good.
There never was a satanic principal sacrificing children. I mean, some of the stories that I've heard, I'm like, I should steal this idea for a horror movie. And then one that, unfortunately is closed off that we don't have access to is Louisiana Penal Farm.
I've heard of this one.
Which was the old jail.
Yeah.
And that's one that we did get permission at one point to investigate, and it was truly haunted, and there was a lot of evidence that came from it, but unfortunately it's not. If you really want to look at great haunted locations, taking out the urban legend aspect, it's downtown Shreveport.
Really?
Downtown Shreveport, at one point, once Henry Miller Shreve cleared out the dam, that was all the logs and everything that was blocking the Red River here in Shreveport.
Right.
Shreveport was a major port city, much like New Orleans, through the traffic of the Red River.
Uh-huh.
And at one point, the best way to describe Shreveport was it was kind of like the Wild West. You had your saloons, you had your brothels, you had your gambling, you had all of those things taking place and all those things happening. And a lot of your buildings downtown, you got your Spring Street Museum, you got the Old Car Museum, you got the Rexall Drug Center, even the old 516 soundstage. Those locations are known to be haunted, but they're just not talked about as much. But if you do your history on Shreveport, and especially downtown Shreveport history, is where you're going to unlock a lot of that cool, not talked about as much part of our history, where at one point we were kind of a very interesting, colorful little town.
That's crazy. Dude, we're going to have to talk more about that later on. Thank you for calling in, man.
No problem, man.
Want to get crazy? Call the Morning Madhouse now. 320-94 FM. Shreveport Bossier's hit music channel. K94.5.